Hi guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Dr. Sachin B. Patel. I'm a GP, successful businessman. I've grown and developed several medical businesses, and now I'm a full-time coach and mentor for doctors and dentists who want to follow my path. We work with doctors and help them remove stress, increase time and increase money and income. The thing I want to talk to you about today is about becoming the ultimate doctor. The reason I want to share that with you today is that it's something that's very dear to my heart. During my time as a full-time GP, I was really dedicated to becoming the ultimate doctor, and so I wanted to share this little formula with you in the hope that you can take that away straight away today and start applying it and watch your satisfaction, your patient satisfaction, and your business results all improve together. So it's a very simple process I'm going to talk to you about becoming the ultimate doctor. It's 3 steps really that we'll work through step by step, and really the important thing for me to share with you right now is that when I share those with you, you really need to apply all 3 of those, not just pick and choose, but it's the combination of the 3 that's very powerful. So I might just explain why this video has come about. You might find it strange when someone talks about becoming the ultimate doctor. What does that mean? For me, I think the reason it's important is that medicine, just like anything else, is a business. And yes, we're in the business of helping people get better, but we also need to realise we're a business and we need to always be improving. And one of those parts that is commonly referred to as an issue, even though we have communication skills training, etc. at university, is that personal element. And I truly believe that in terms of outcomes as well as business outcomes and health outcomes, I think they both are driven by this concept, and that's why I want to share it. So let's jump straight into it. So we're going to talk about the recipe for becoming an ultimate doctor. So the first part, before you do anything, you really need to clarify in your mind why that is so important to you. Your reason, your story that you tell yourself about why it's important to be the ultimate doctor will be different to mine. But I will share my story so that you understand the type of thing I'm talking about. So for me, it was very important. I decided at a very early age that any patient that saw me, anyone that I interacted with, I would leave them feeling better after the consultation than before the consultation, regardless. Now, that can prove quite a challenge in some medical circumstances, I know, but it was something that I was determined as being my story, because I was going to be a master of my field and I wanted to be a master of making people feel better. So that was the story and the reason that I had. You'll have a different one, but you really need to get clear on that reason, because that will drive the next steps. So once you've got your reason, your story, the next stage is talking about conscious decisions. And the conscious decision I'd like you to think about is, and it's ideally every consultation, but again, I appreciate how busy we are as doctors, and so that might not be possible. As an absolute bare minimum, I would say you need to do this prior to every session that you start consulting. And what that decision should be is a conscious decision and a deliberate decision that today, in this session, I'm going to be and do all that I can to be the ultimate doctor. And what that does, it brings out a part of you, a piece of you, that is there and dedicated to becoming that ultimate doctor. And when that happens, it means the best possible version of you will be summoned to turn up and then assist with the next steps. The way I like to think of it is that I'm an artist, and my artistry is medicine. And in medicine, we've obviously got the scientific aspect, but I felt equally important that we bring the artistic aspect, and the artistic aspect is the way we manage the consultation and the person and the people that we deal with in each consultation. And so that was the decision I made each time. I'm going to be a master and I'm going to be an artist, and I'm going to be an artist in this consultation. And that means the best part of me came forward as an artist, a medical artist. So now, once you've done those two steps, and those two are so essential, you cannot miss them, then you move on to what I call the 5 L's. And those 5 L's are listen, learn, love, let them decide, and leave the door open. So 5 L's. I'll just talk a bit more about them so you understand a bit about them. So first of all, listen. We are surrounded by distractions. They've multiplied tenfold in the last 10 years with the advent of all the forms of technology around us. And that technology serves us, but in a consultation you cannot go further and cannot give more than that one aspect of which you cannot give anywhere else, your attention. You need to give the patient and their family 100% focused attention, not typing, not on the phone, 100% focused attention in that moment to that person or those people. Once they've got your attention, you need to give them compassion and empathy, and that means really trying to feel and understand and go through what they're trying to express to you. Then move on to the next one, learn. Learn and listen and learn what they're trying to say to you, and learn about them as people. Find out who they are, what they do, where they're from, more about them. They're not just an illness or a disease, they're a person. They need to know that you care about them, and by asking the right questions and learning about them, that will supplement the listening that you've done. Next thing, love. Actually practice with love in your heart. Care. Really treat them with the same love and attention and care that you would expect a family member would receive. In recent years we've been told, put a barrier down, that's the patient, that's the doctor. For me, chuck that rubbish in the bin. Health and well-being has to have an element of care, a strong element of care, and the ultimate care is love. And so you've got to have love in your heart when you're practicing and when you're treating someone, as well as the normal interactions that you'll be having through verbal communication. I'm 100% sure there's an unwritten, non-verbal element that's transmitted and the other person feels when you genuinely care for them. It's so important. Next, let them decide. It's so easy to judge, who the person is, the decision they're making. Give them the options, give them the pros and cons, and just honestly let them decide and go with it. Walk with them. It's okay. Let them choose. Let them be the master of their ship, and you just be the navigator. That's the way to be. It's again very rewarding. And finally, leave the door open. Whatever your sphere of medicine, whether it's continuity of care in general practice or episodic care like in hospital, leave the door open. Let the person know that you, an individual, you have the shoulders that are broad enough so that if they have a problem and need to come back, you will help them and shoulder that with them and stand side by side with them if they face a further challenge. If you're in a medical practice, in a general practice, and you've seen someone on a Monday and they phone up on Wednesday because they're not better or they're worse and they're worried and you're already full, well, what about giving them access? So even though you're full, you'll fit them in. Because I saw you on Monday and I want you to be better, and because you're not better today and I'm here, I will be here for you and I will see you, and if I can help you, I will help you again. You cannot beat that. That is what sets you apart as an ultimate doctor. And these 5 elements in addition, so the 5, just to remind you again, were listen with attention, care, compassion and empathy, learn, love, let them decide, and leave the door open. If you put that on top of a foundation of a conscious decision, on top of a further foundation of a powerful reason, and you put those 7 elements together, I can guarantee you it will transform the way you practice. So thanks for joining me again. If you've got any comments about this, some of you will like it, some of you won't like it, and that's okay. Put your comments, and please share it, because we should start this discussion, because I think it's very important. And from healthy discussion comes improvement. Thank you once again. I'm Dr. Sachin Patel. Thanks for joining me, and look forward to speaking to you again soon. Thanks. Bye.